this project, you will need yarn, a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook, scissors, stitch markers, and a tapestry needle for weaving in ends. A little bit about this yarn. I'm using colors from CZM Yarn. I'll put the details in the post below and a link to her website in case you're interested in purchasing. For the yarn, specifically for this project, you will need 1 full skein of fingering weight yarn and 3 20-gram minis. Now, when you pick your color and the minis, you want to pick colors that go well together at the same time that won't blend in perfectly. For this pattern, you'll need to attach a cable to your Tunisian crochet hook, but for this demo, I'm going to use the hook by itself. I'm also going to be using some scrap yarn from Malabrigo in the color Perla to show you how we begin this shawl. So to begin, I'm going to go ahead and make a slip knot. And then I'm going to chain 2, chain 1, and chain 2. Now, normally in Tunisian crochet, you begin by, you skip the first chain on the hook that's closest to you, but we're going to start our increases right away. I'm going to go ahead and working in the back bumps. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a stitch, and then I'm in the last stitch, I'm going to do the same. So after the first row, you'll have 3 stitches. This pattern increases in stitch count by 1 for every row. Once we have our 3 stitches, we're going to go ahead and do our return pass. So I'm going to yarn over, pull through 1, and then yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2. Now the beginning part of the shawl can be a little bit tricky, so try to pay attention to where your loops are. And also now we're going to begin with our increases. Increases are always done on the right side and in the manner of a full stitch. So I'm going to open up my stitches. Here's my first stitch that goes along with this root. I'm going to part it, and I'm going to go ahead and do a full stitch. A full stitch means you go in between the vertical bars of both stitches here. Then I'm going to pick up a loop in the next stitch as normal. And then I'll go through both loops at the end here. Then I'll go through both loops at the end here for my last Tunisian stitch. Now I have 4 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. And it doesn't look like much now, but I promise it will. And let me see if I can kind of show you the 4 stitches. So I have my first stitch here, my second stitch is here, then my third stitch, and then my last stitch. So now again, we're going to do our increase. So I'm going to pull those first 2 stitches apart, and I'm going to go in between them to the back, yarn over, pull up a loop. Then I'm going to Tunisian simple stitch, Tunisian simple stitch again, and then last Tunisian stitch. Just like that. And you can kind of see a little baby triangle forming just like that. So I'm going to yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through 2, just like that. So as we're making our triangle, I'm going to show you again, this time with a tapestry needle so you can kind of see this stitch. So here's the first bar that goes along with our first stitch. We usually don't work into that. Here's the second stitch, and then here's the third stitch. So in the area between the 2 stitches, just like that, is where we're going to be making our full stitch. So let me see if I can show you, since it's a little bit difficult, right through there is where you're going to be making your stitch. For me, the best way to do that is to go ahead and pull them apart, go through, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then your next stitch right away, 4, 5, and then this, we should have 6 for this right now. So just like that. So I'm going to do a couple more rows of these, and then I'll come back and show you how to do the Tunisian double crochet, which is also part of this pattern. So I've made a little bit more progress on my baby shawl here, and now I'm going to show you how to do the Tunisian double crochet rows. So the Tunisian double crochet rows start further along in the pattern than this, but the idea is the same. We're still going to be doing increases on the right side. We just need to bring the level up of the first chain a little bit to match the rest of the Tunisian crochets, and we're going to do that just by chaining one. Now again, we're going to find that space between this first stitch and that second stitch there. I'm going to yarn over, and in that space between the first stitch and the second stitch, I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop. Now I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and just pull through 2. This is my first stitch, this is my second stitch. I'm not going to pull through both. Then I'm going to yarn over and into that loop, go moving from right to left across the vertical bar. I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop, just like that, and then yarn over and pull through 2. And those are our double crochets. So I'm going to do a few more. Yarn over, move from left to right, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, go through the front vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And you can see these double crochets are really, really pretty. They're a very different stitch, and they do add a lot of really pretty texture to this shawl. So again, yarn over, right to left through that vertical loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And you're going to keep going, collecting loops till we get to the end. Just like that. Just like that. And then we're going to yarn over and go through our 2 vertical bars here at the end. Just like that. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. And that's it. That's how you do a Tunisian double crochet. It's the same standard return pass. Yarn over, pull through 1, and yarn over, pull through 2 all the way down. We'll finish this together, and then we'll start the next row again, just to show you how we do this. So in this pattern, we alternate a row of simple stitch with the double crochet row. So I'm going to go ahead and again, pulling that apart, I'm going to work my hook in between as for a full stitch, and that's my increase right there. Then I'm going to go ahead and just work this as I would for a simple stitch. And I'll keep going, working that across, just like I would for a simple stitch. So I'm going to do the simple stitch row, do my return pass, and then I'll meet you back to show you how, again, to do another row of the Tunisian double crochet. So before I start that double crochet row, I want to show you how sometimes it can be I want to show you how it can be confusing between the first row and the second row when you're in your Tunisian simple stitch row. So what I recommend is after you do your full stitch is to go ahead and place a stitch marker on there, just like that, so you know that that's your increase stitch. And you can see how this loop corresponds with the gap in between, so that's the full stitch. So that's how you can remember that that's your stitch. So let's go back, and we're going to do our row of Tunisian double crochets. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to chain 1. So I'm going to go ahead and chain 1, just like that. And now that I have my stitch marker there, you can see how easy it is to see that this is one stitch, and then this is my original stitch right there. So I'm going to go ahead and yarn over, and working it as for a full stitch, I'm going to go in between my 2 stitches, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, just like that. You can see that I made this stitch a little bit loose, so it's a better idea to tighten it. So we'll do that one more time, keeping this stitch tight. Again, this is my stitch that goes along with the full stitch increase from the previous row. And I'm going to just pull these apart. I'm going to yarn over, keeping my yarn nice and tight, go in between the two, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through two for a double crochet. Now I'm going to work in the increase, so I can go ahead and take my stitch marker out and lay that to the side, yarn over, go into that first vertical bar, right to left, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through two, just like that. Yarn over, next vertical bar, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, next vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. You can see this belongs to the old stitch. This is the double crochet. I'm going to yarn over and pull through two. So let me get a little bit more yarn and we'll do a couple more. And you can just see how the flow works. So yarn over, left to right, pull through two. And then remember, I want to try to get to the end so I can show you that last stitch again, just like that. Pull through two, and then I'm going to yarn over, find both of those vertical bars on the side. You can see them both there. Go through both, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through two. And that's it. And you can see how pretty this texture is. It gives like a different little area of texture and interest to this pattern. You will see that there can sometimes be a little bit of a slant on the side when you're doing the alternating rows, but that will block out. So I'm going to do my return pass, and then I'm going to show you how we do color changes. So before I get ready to do my return pass, I'm going to grab another color of yarn. For this shawl, return passes are always done on the left side. So I'm going to get some yarn together and I'll show you how we plan on doing this return pass. So I have a contrasting yarn to show you. And again, color changes are always going to be done on the left side. What we're going to do is we're going to do the color chain as our first pull through one. So yarn over, pull through one, then we'll pull through two, pull through two, pull through two, pull through two, just like that. And then for this next row, that's going to be our simple stitch row. So I'll show you just how we're going to do that, just like normal. So you can see how we have our return pass, and then I'm going to do between my first two stitches just there, I'm going to go ahead and do my full stitch increase, and then we'll go ahead and do regular simple stitch all the way across, just like that. So that's how we do our color changes. So this pattern is pretty simple. It is a shawlette, so it's going to be long and skinny. The measurements are going to be in the pattern for what the final dimensions are, what the exact yardages are for the shawl pattern. And again, please remember to block the shawl. It will make all the difference. Here is the final pattern in the original color. And you can see how it did block out straight, that there isn't a curve to it. So if you see that curve, don't worry, it will block out. You can see the texture here of the double crochet rows alternating with the simple stitch. And then there are pockets of simple stitch as you go through. Here are my color changes. Again, color changes were always done on the left side with increases on the right. So for the striping, I did 3 repeats for color 2, 2 repeats for color 3, and 1 repeat for color 4. You can also, because there is enough yardage in a mini, you can make these longer and you can do 3 repeats for each of the final colors. I kind of like the decreasing effect of the stripes. So I hope you like this tutorial, and I hope you decide to make the lovely Solutions Shawlette. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It does help with the YouTube algorithm, and I hope you subscribe. Happy crocheting!